Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thanksgiving Take and Make our Turkey Trot build. My name is Chris. Thanks for hopping onto the stream. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes to see if anyone else will be joining us live. Otherwise, if at any point during this build that you find yourself lagging behind or needing to, I don't know, get a turkey out of the oven, or suddenly the dog has launched itself out of your screen door window and there's some things you need to take care of, don't worry about it. We've got you covered. This whole video is going to be on our YouTube channel afterwards so that you can take this build at your own pace. Today, you're probably going to be wanting to see the final product of these turkey trotters. So I made one in advance. Sure, I got it working here. Got to spin it the right way. All right. So this right here is our turkey trotter. We've got our two zip ties, our cork, our two craft sticks, our paper clip, and then of course the turkey, the piece de resistance, the stuffing atop this beautiful tower. And if we spin our paper clip like so, would you look at that? That turkey is trotting. He running, and he coming super fast. So this is an example of an automata. So this is a simple craft that mimics movement. There are a lot of different variations to this design. Super easy build. So if it's something that you'd like to replicate at home, just replacing the turkey with other holiday characters, you know, a trotting Santa. You could do literally anything running, following this basic build, and you're going to be set up for success. So it is 2:02 according to my clock, so I figure let's go ahead and get it started. First thing we're going to do is take a look at what was given to you in your bag when you picked up your Take and Make kit from DoSpace. So I've got one of those bags right here. It's got everything that you need besides a pair of scissors and some tape. Those things you're going to need to provide yourself. Glue will do in a pinch, but I highly recommend using some Scotch tape just for its availability. So if we open up our kit, we can take a look at the items that we have inside. So the first thing that we've got is our guide sheet. So this is our, our turkey design and also some guidelines to follow for shaping our zip ties and our paperclip wires. So that's going to be very important. Also on the back is a list of supplies and everything that should be included with your kit, as well as links to our live stream and where this video will be on our YouTube channel. So we've got that. You should also have in your bag a lovely cork. I'll be serving as the base. We also have a nice set of Craytastic crayons. Now, of course, if you've got more crayons yourself that you would rather use, honestly, you'll probably have a little more creative freedom using your own coloring tools, but we thought it'd be nice to include some with this kit. And if I grab the rest of this stuff and slide it out, we've got a couple of our craft sticks. You'll notice that they have holes drilled in one end where the paperclip is going to be threaded through. We also have two zip ties and our paperclip. And this is what you're going to need to follow along. So if you have all your supplies and you feel that you are ready, let's begin. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and do some decorating on your turkey right now. This is probably for the best because we're going to be cutting our turkey out of our paper, and it is just a little bit easier to go outside of the lines when you've got your full turkey available. Now, this turkey can be any color that you want. Get really creative. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that my turkey's wearing a big old pair of blue jeans. So we're just going to give them Some nice jean material, some denim. Now, have you ever met somebody that feels like wearing jeans is a comfortable thing? Like they go to their home and instead of putting on a pair of sweatpants or pajama bottoms, these people feel very comfortable wearing a pair of Levi jeans, which I think is absolutely bonkers. I mean, they it's not a comfortable material. I mean, they created them to help miners protect their legs, and it is a functional piece of outfit. Certainly not. Well, it's become a style choice. But I've just never understood people that casually just wear jeans in the comfort of their own home when you've got so many other options that you could be doing. So I'm adding, I don't know, it looks like a kind of a green tank top. Now we're kind of going off the rails here early on, which I fully expected would happen. Kind of got a very salt of the earth farming turkey, which says something about the world in which this turkey lives in. What does he cultivate? What does he grow on his turkey farm? So we've got that. Gotta get these feathers in. Let's go ahead and I'll just knock out a bunch of these. We'll just do, how about like a mohawk? We'll do half one color and half will be some other really fresh color. I honestly can't remember the last time I had turkey on Thanksgiving. My family is definitely more of a ham family. So we will make either a ham steak or get a spiral ham and end up, cooking that and just cutting off slices of it. And honestly, I think it tastes better. Turkey just ends up getting so dry. I haven't had a whole lot of success with it in the past, and ham is a lot more forgiving, has a lot more of a water content, a little bit easier to use. My apartment complex was actually so nice to gift all of us a whole turkey. We had the option of choosing either a turkey, a pumpkin pie, or a pecan pie, and then they went around door to door and just gave us what we chose, which I thought was pretty nuts. It's like multiple buildings, so props to my landlord for being very cool around this holiday season. So once you've got your turkey colored in, go ahead and cut along these solid lines. You'll notice that there's a couple of dotted lines in spots. Don't worry about those for now. We're going to be worrying about those later. You can get as precise as you'd like with these feathers, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to cut an arch around these feathers. Another fun turkey fact is that Benjamin Franklin, when they were discussing what the national bird should be for the United States of America, he suggested the turkey because he believed them to be very intelligent and noble creatures. Now, I don't know a whole lot about turkeys. I think I had some of them walking around in my backyard growing up. They'd seasonally come in. And I don't know what kind of turkeys were like in the 1700s, but maybe they just were more regal, more professional looking. The turkeys nowadays, I'm not quite sure what the what the appeal is. All right, so we've got our turkey. I'm going to call him Greg, and to remember that, go ahead and write Greg the turkey. Perfect. So we got Greg cut out, ready to roll. The next thing that we're going to want to do is start shaping our all of our materials. So first thing is we're going to shape our paperclip wire. So if we got our little stencil line traced out, first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and unfold your paperclip. I think it's easier to start off with it as just like a straight line, because then you can follow along the guideline a little bit easier. It's not too bad. All right, and I'm just going to lay it down on top of my shape here, and then following along right at that corner, I'm going to go ahead and make a little fold. It's almost 90 degrees. It's not too bad. It doesn't have to be exact for this part, but the closer that you are to the stencil line, the better your automata should work. So got another one that I need right here. Fold it back a little bit. Bend it out. All right. Not too bad. Grab another spot here. Oh, that might be a little too wide, so I'm going to shrink it down. You need to make sure that it has enough space to fit in between the diameter of your cork. So going a little bit smaller is not a bad idea for these longer sections. And we're gonna, that feels a little bit better to me. Okay. So we got that. Looks like we'll go up a little bit further. Fold down again. And piece de resistance. All right, well, it's a little bit big. So we will see if we have to reevaluate this fold. As I said before, it is all right. These are pretty malleable paper clips. If the sizing isn't right, I'm already looking at it. I'm thinking I need this to be just a little bit smaller. Ugh. Thankfully, it's got that waxy coating on the outside. And they're not going to break like those paper clips that have the little folds on them. Useless. Don't like those. But when you rotate it, it should look like this point is standing still as it's in line with the longer handle. And that's going to be providing the rotary motion for our automata. All right. So we're going to set that off to the side next to Greg. Greg, if you could hold on to that for me, please. Thank you. The next thing we're going to need is one of our cable ties. And this is the cable tie that's going to be holding our turkey upright, as you see on the back. It's got a little bit of a fold in it to keep our Greg turkey from collapsing in on himself. So we're going to find same about line. Give it a little bit of a fold here. Go ahead. Smush this one in. This one might need a couple little folds to really solidify it. But honestly, this one's got a little more give to it as well. Doesn't need to be precise by any means. I think this will work just fine for the purposes of our build. So we've got one of our cable ties sets. We've got our paper clip. We've got Greg. Now it is time for our assembly. I'm going to grab my instructions here to make sure that I am following along exactly where I need to be. Good idea for your turkey here. Those dotted lines that I mentioned before, we've got one at his waist and one at the knees. So we want to pre-fold these points because these are going to be one of the rotation areas that are a lot of that movement of the legs is going to be happening at those joints. So I'm going to go ahead and start folding Greg's leg forward and back just a couple of times to get those creases in where those dotted lines are. Once or twice on either side will be plenty. And then fold him in at the waist. He's doing turkey yoga right now. Legs all the way up to his beak. Get him folded up. Nice. That way it'll be a little bit easier for Greg to bend and go with the motions of our automata, that paper clip spinning around. Okay, so we folded Greg, we've got our paper clips now. The next step is going to be attaching our popsicle sticks to either side of the cork and securing them in place so that they are level. So what you're going to want to do, this will require a little bit of a balancing act. So you're going to take your two craft sticks, make sure that the holes are aligned at the top of your build. Right there at the top. Perfect. And that, you know, they are roughly the same distance from the end of the cork. And while you're holding this, grab the zip tie that you did not fold, that you did not shape, the one that's still nice and straight. And you're going to take your zip tie, wrap it around, or what you do, what I do, which is lose everything as it comes flying out of your hands. Oh, thank goodness it didn't shoot off of the table. All right, let's try that one more time. Okay, get everything aligned. Boop. Take our zip tie. All right. So now that we've got a little bit of a ring, it should be a little bit easier to start slowly sliding your zip tie so that it will secure those popsicle sticks. Getting close. All right, and all right, feels pretty secure to me. I'm going to try to plant my finger in right here. Give it a nice tug, see if I can get any more traction out of this. Maneuver it here. There we go. Boy, really thought that was my fingernail that snapped there for a second. Okay, so now we have our popsicle sticks aligned. Got the holes up at the top and zip side down. If you'd like, you can go ahead and take a pair of scissors and snip, zip tie, all that extra bit. Next thing that you're going to want to do is take your little twisty-do here, and it's going to be a little bit of work, but you're going to want to thread your little paper clip so that it shoots through the hole of one, so that your essentially the ends that you made to rotate will kind of sit here in the middle like this. So you've got the long crank, which we're going to be adding a little bit of a bend to in a second, but you want it so that those legs can spin freely inside of the two popsicle sticks. Just like that. Excellent. All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can attach Greg to these paper clips. I'm going to be using my other one for reference here because I found that that worked the best, whatever strat that I had, folding his legs in on himself. You'll see that I kind of took a little bit of his legs, sort of folded him back in on himself, made a little crease. I did that with the back side as well. So I'm going to take my tape, go ahead and make a couple of small pieces that will secure his legs together. So I'm going to grab just this small piece, I'm going to cut it in half. All right, I've got my two pieces of tape that'll be closing off our legs. Place the table here. We're going to start with leg number one. I'm going to just sort of fold the leg, and you really want to have enough space so that there is a little loop, that there's a little bit of give, because if it is secured too tightly to the paper clip, issues start to arise and your leg starts getting super twisted. So being very careful here. Got the back side of his jeans. I come in, just do a little bit of tape to close off that loop. All right. So got one leg fairly attached. Now I want to do the exact same thing with the other leg. This is when Greg starts to get a little bit floppy, so just work with whatever whatever direction seems to be the best. I try to rotate it so I can work with the leg up at the top. It's very difficult. Like I said, this might be the part where it takes a little bit of trial and error until you get everything placed where you need it to be. All right, let's go ahead and try there. And I have folded my little piece of tape in on itself. See if I can manage to undo it. Nope. So I'm just going to get another new piece of tape. Got the leg here. Hopefully, can slide it in. Get that piece taped down. All right. So we've got Greg. His legs are rather wonky, but attached to the drive crank. I wouldn't even try cranking him yet because he's just going to be flopping all over the place. We need to secure Frank tightly down so that he's not, you know, losing his tail feathers over this. That's where your bent piece is going to come in. You'll notice that on the back side of my turkey trot example, it's kind of, the fold is aligned like so. So all we're going to do is just find enough room to slide our zip tie in underneath our base. Find a good point to attach the back of your zip tie to the back of your turkey. So sitting right in the middle of the back is probably your best bet. Just go ahead and grab another piece of tape, line it up. I'm just going to go right across that fold that we made following our guideline, just like that. Now, Greg's looking pretty put together. The last thing that we're going to need to do is twist our extra bit here of our handle so that we can actually start rotating this a little more smooth. So go ahead and put just a little fold once. Fold once, we're going to make a bit of an L, and we're going to do that once more back in the opposite direction. Just a little handle. All right, and you're seeing it's not really wanting to do any trotting yet. That's okay. It's getting all twisted up. That just means that we've got to adjust our legs a little bit, do a little fine tuning, and actually maybe find a new pivot point so that those legs don't fall off of each other. So this is kind of the fine tuning portion. Otherwise, yeah, you can see his legs are just getting kind of caught and he's starting to twist in on himself. This is that fine tuning portion as opposed to my test. This one just took, you know, a little bit of work to find that perfect point of like where do you bend the knees at so that that paper snaps back into place. Let's try to adjust Greg here a little bit. See if we can't get him trotting. Oh, once the tape is going to decide to leave. This is the part where I don't quite know what to talk about because it's really just trial and error and finding what works for you. If adjusting the legs and the fold points isn't working, you may want to go in and reshape your paperclip. Maybe that was too large of a size for the diameter of the cork. I know that that has happened to mine in the past. So what I really need is we need like a fold up at the top of the leg. Just something to get a little more. Oh, well, no, still getting caught. What's going on? Nope. Couple more folds here, just at different points. Oh man, we had one rotation there. It didn't look half bad. Like I said before, don't force the run. It should come fairly naturally. As you can see, I've got one leg seems to be functional. The left leg seems to be working, kind of, but the right leg is clearly having some issues. I think one of my problems might be my paperclip might be a little bit too long lengthwise, and that might be causing the kind of the snapping in place issues that we're seeing with Greg here. Come on. Ugh. Oh, we're so close. One leg is working just fine. Well, I'm going to be honest with you folks. I'm not probably going to take apart my paperclip and try to make this work better. It's like I've got one that definitely does, and I don't want to keep y'all here just watching me absolutely struggle with Greg, who's choosing to be very, very frustrating right now. But like I said, I think if I were to go back and just change the width of Greg here, I'll even tell you what I do. I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you what I mean if you're wondering. I'm going to unhook, untape my legs. Oh, I don't want to snap them. Kind of pop it out of my woods. So what I mean is, I think this might be too wide of a space. So if we compare it to our guidelines, you can see how I've got, you know, an extra 1/4 inch on each side. And that may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot more distance for these paper legs to cover, and it may just be a little too much for our pal Greg here. So again, if I were to do some improvements, and these are some improvements that you can test at home, I would definitely reshape my paperclip so that it followed a little more closely to the guide that was included with your kit, and then reattach my legs, making sure that there was a nice loop of space on either side like we have with the first example here. Just a little bit of extra loopy space on either foot that allows for that smooth running motion. But yeah, that is essentially it. Sorry that Greg didn't come together quite as well as we'd hoped, but that is the beauty of making and creating, is finding solutions to problems that you didn't know were going to come up. Thank you so much for joining us for this Take and Make, our turkey trotters. If you have success with your design, go ahead and share that picture with DoSpace. Feel free to email that to us at hello@dospace.org. We just would love to see some of your examples and see our makers making. That's super exciting. We've got a lot more classes and programs coming up during this holiday season, so make sure to check out our website, dospace.org. Look at our calendar for all of the events that are coming up. I know that our after-school classes from 5 to 6, we've got some very exciting things coming up, as well as some more drop-in classes during the week of Christmas and New Year's. And finally, we have another Take and Make in December that you should be excited about, shadow puppetry. That's going to be very, very engaging. I hope that you enjoy. Please keep coming to DoSpace. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to continue your journey in lifelong learning. Tech access for all. That's what DoSpace is all about. So, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Take care. Enjoy times with friends and family, and we will see you around.